Welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. Today we have Mallary Reynolds with us, who is the principal of Cooper Elementary School. So welcome to HCS Connects.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I'm very excited that you're here. And I said Cooper Elementary School, but actually you have a much longer name. It's Cooper Elementary, it's Cooper Elementary Magnet School for Technology. Did I get that right?
Yes.
That's a long one, but you usually just say Cooper.
Yes.
Okay. So you're new to Cooper this year as the principal, correct?
Correct, yes.
So we are excited to get to know a little bit more about you. Tell us, where did you grow up? Where'd you go to school?
Sure. So I'm originally from northern Wisconsin.
I can hear a little bit of the accent.
You'll hear my accent, yes. Comes out when I start talking a little bit quicker. So I actually joined the Army National Guard when I was 17. And that brought me to Georgia. In Georgia, I went to Armstrong Atlantic State University and earned my bachelor's degree. I started teaching there. I did a little bit of 3rd and 4th grade, but we quickly PCS'd to northern Maine.
So back to cold again.
Back to cold again, extreme cold. We were on the Canadian border. So from there I did pre-K, and then we transitioned down here to Virginia in 2014. So in 2014 I started teaching for Hampton City Schools at Bryan Elementary, teaching 5th grade. From there I moved to Langley Elementary, 5th grade, and then to Mary T. Christian again for 5th grade, and then transitioned to Aberdeen. And I chose to stay here in Hampton when we just got orders to PCS to California because it just felt like home for me. And I had some opportunities. I went to Virginia Tech and got my educational leadership degree.
Wow, so you've been north, south, north, south. So Wisconsin, cold.
Very cold, yep.
Maine, I've been to Maine, it's gorgeous, but very cold. And then you come here and it snows a ½ inch and we get off for 3 days. How do you feel about that?
Yes, so that's been a big change for me. Where I lived in Maine, actually, we did not get off of school unless it was -50 with a wind chill.
-50?
-50. So
I think when it gets 50 here, people start complaining.
Right. So it's been a big change. It would hit 0 degrees, we'd be in our snowsuits outside for recess. So
outside for recess?
Yes. So it's been a shift. And then getting used to the driving when there's a little bit of snow, that's been a big change, but it's been great.
So up there, you said outside for recess. About how much snow were you used to before you moved here?
Up there in Maine, we got quite a bit. At times we'd have 4 feet or more of snow. We lost many snow boots outside at recess, and we'd find them in the spring once the snow melted. So it got quite deep, and we'd all be at school ready to go every morning.
And now, not only do we have off if there's like a ½ inch or even a thread of snow, then we go to virtual learning.
Correct. Yes. So that's been a shift. But as far as the weather here, it's quite comparable. I was in Savannah, Georgia for 4 years, so it's about the same.
Like I said, you went from cold, hot, cold, hot. So back here in Virginia, and I love that you said that Hampton just feels like home, so that you chose to stay. And a lot of elementary experience. Did you always know you wanted to be an elementary school teacher?
Well, I didn't. So when I began my time with the Army National Guard, I became a trainer.
Okay.
So I trained adults in their roles, in their positions. So I just knew I wanted to be a teacher. During my internships, getting my degree, I spent some time in high school and middle school, and I quickly found that my focus wanted to be upper elementary. And then in Maine, I had the experience with the pre-K students, so I just knew like 3rd, 4th, and 5th was where I wanted to be.
Which is so funny because if you look at like an elementary school teacher, a middle school teacher, high school teacher say there's no way I could do elementary.
Right.
And elementary says there's no way I could do middle or high. When I started my career, it was as a middle school teacher and then a middle school administrator, and I love middle school, but everybody says that's also a very special place in your heart as middle school students. So Cooper Elementary, you've been there since July 1.
Yep.
Tell us about Cooper.
Well, Cooper's great. I walked into a great climate and culture, really solid structures in place already. Just really finding my way with my staff and building that trust with them by, being visible and being there for them. The students and family are very supportive. And we have a new PTA that started at the end of last year, so really working with our community partners and building that program and getting a lot of involvement. It's just been fantastic.
And Cooper got a little bit of a facelift a few years ago, so it looks like a brand new school inside and outside. They've got quite a nice facelift.
Yes, it's very nice. We actually just even got more new tables in our STEM room this past week and in our library. So we have those STEM interactive tables, and I mean, it's great. Our janitorial staff, everyone keeps the school in tip-top shape.
That's absolutely beautiful. So you're coming from Aberdeen. You were an assistant principal there for 2 years, is that correct?
Yep.
What is it like? What's the difference of being an assistant principal to a principal?
So I guess really the biggest change has been, being as most visible as possible with the staff and the families, taking a bigger role with that, and just overall being in charge of all the structures in the building, really having to focus in on that time management. As assistant principal, I was in charge of certain things, but the bigger picture of the entire school as a principal, that's been a shift.
So obviously as principal, like you said, you oversee everything, but the assistant principal has certain sometimes duties as far as like bus duty, or they might have textbooks, or they might have to do building. What do you not miss about being an assistant principal? Which duty? I guess, well, see, Cooper's different because we only have, parent drop off and pick up. So I don't miss the bus duty as an assistant principal. But my assistant principal this year, Ms. Jackson, she has an incredible wealth of knowledge and has been with Hampton for a very long time. So she's right there with me doing car duty and in the morning and in the afternoon. So that's been great having her. And I love how you say in the morning and the afternoon. So you're the first face that they see whenever they're stepping out of those vehicles, and then it's the last when they're getting in. So
Yes.
it really is that relationship piece. So what have you enjoyed the most so far?
I think the most so far just getting to know my staff and their just drive to really improve student learning in the building. And just when you walk into Cooper, it's a breath of fresh air and everyone's happy to be there and ready to learn.
I agree. I've had an opportunity over this last several years to be in Cooper for different events, and it is a great place. Very much enjoyed the 5th grade showcases last year, so looking forward to that again. And when I say showcases, it goes back to our Master Plan 2.0 that we've been talking about to our community and our families. It is not bringing the academies down to elementary or middle school, but it's creating those signature experiences for our younger learners. So what are some of the signature experiences that your students will see this year?
So they're very excited. Actually, starting next week, our 4th grade have some of our community partners coming out. Our 4th and 5th grade, well, really all of our grades will be going on some really fun learning experiences, or they'll be coming into the building. So we're very excited for our 3rd grade Museum of Me. We've already picked our dates, and they're talking and collaborating with all grade levels to see, our kindergarten and 1st grade going to have their showcases on the same day, and 3rd and 4th, and really just planning, and our kids are excited and engaged. And I really like this year we have team leads per grade level, and those leads have really stepped up to work with our academy coach in planning and preparing the students for these signature experiences.
Well, and I love how you just said, where I said the 5th grade showcase, you just jumped right in and said the kindergarten showcase.
Yes.
So, even our kindergartners are doing this work, because it's all about, the me I see is the me I'll be. And that 5th grade showcase, I think, was the most impressive last year. Is, they went ahead, and it wasn't, a career fair where we had people come in. They had to do the research. They were that professional. They had to create a budget. I was looking at some of their budgets, and they had spreadsheets, and the one girl, she was so cute. She said, I think I might have to cut out my streaming service. I don't think I have enough of my budget to handle streaming service right now. And I'm like, who in 5th grade would have thought you'd be thinking about how much a streaming service costs?
Yes, and they really get into it, and they do those budgets in math class, so it's right embedded in their curriculum, and they really just enjoy it. It's real world learning, so they really buy into it.
And those budgets are not just about, how much is my rent or my mortgage going to be, what type of house do I want, what type of car do I want? And even one young man said, well, I really want this car, but holy cow, it costs, he didn't say holy cow, but that's old people language. But he was like, it costs this much money, and it would be like this much for a car payment a month. So I'm going to have to probably buy a used car. And so it's so impressive to see elementary students thinking more than I believe that we did in high school even.
Yeah.
So anything fun coming up this fall at Cooper?
Yes, so on October 30th, we have our Fall in Love with Learning Festival. We'll be having a music. Our music teacher is doing a show. Our K1 and 2 classes will have literacy activities. Our 3, 4, and 5 will have math scientist activities, and we'll be having a trunk or treat sponsored by our PTA.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So trunk or treat, are you dressing up?
Yes, we will be.
Are you allowed to tell us what you're going to be, or is that a surprise?
Do not have a plan yet.
Oh, so it's definitely a surprise.
Last year we booked Aberdeen. We based it off a book, so we're either going with the mad scientist theme or going to base our costumes off of books.
Oh, well, if you do the mad scientist, please take pictures and send them. We would love to see you as a mad scientist.
Yes, we will.
So as we wrap up, coming back to you, what is one thing about Mallary Reynolds that nobody knows about?
I guess really on any given weekend, my family loves being in the outdoors, so we'll be up in the mountains hiking or right here in Hampton fishing and just spending quality time together.
So you said your family. Tell us a little bit about your family.
So I have 3 children. I have a 9-year-old son who attends Langley Elementary, a 5-year-old son who attends school in Newport News, and then a 2-year-old little daughter. And then my husband is a teacher at Phoebus High School, science teacher.
So you're busy.
We are busy.
You are very busy, but you still like to hike, you like to fish. That is also something my family likes to do, and I have much older kids now, but I remember making, a 4-year-old walk up Spy Rock up 3 miles of going, Mommy, are we almost there?
Right.
So keep it up. They'll end up loving it eventually. So again, super excited. Cooper has a lot going on, especially with the new PTA. Why join the PTA?
Well, it's a great way to get involved and volunteer within the schools and just be a big support and having a hand in what's going on at Cooper Elementary.
And there sounds like there's a lot of great opportunities to do that.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. We've really enjoyed getting to learn more about you and also to hear about Cooper.
Well, thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.